All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. And today's topic is our CMA, right? We want to compare one property to another for our sellers or our buyers, right? There's different ways of doing it. We have different recordings before for when we're doing the comps on RPR, but in this video, we want to go through our CMA in Stratus, right? So you can create a report right from that. So once you're logged into Stratus, you want to click on CMA, right? So once you click on CMA, all your reports that you have already created, all your comps will be showing on this list, right? If you don't have any, you want to create the first one. So we click on New CMA. In here, you can put the buyer's name, right? Let's say Bob, the buyer, right? And he's looking for residential, right? Continue. So in this page, this is a one page, right? But when you scroll down, the top layers right here, it goes to different sections. Okay. So either you can just go from here or you can just click on it and it will take you to that section, right? So for the contact, again, if the person is already there, great. If not, if it's there, like this Rocky Smith I added, it'll be there. Okay. If it's someone new, you can click on add contact and add a person. Okay. So that's just Rocky Smith here. You don't have to put in their full information, right? Just the name is fine. The source is important, right? How did you find him? And groups. Are there a buyer or a seller, right? Majority of the time it's either buyer or the sellers. Okay. Okay. So if you have one listing, one property that you want to actually compare that, you can enter that property MLS here, guys. Uh, so you can add the property here, right? This is the property that you're comparing it to, right? Okay, you can skip all of that there. If you want to add photos, you can add that there. You don't have to. Agent again, you want to add your information here, right? So it shows up on the report. Any changes you want to have to do here, you can definitely do it. Let's say this website is outdated. So I'll just put lgrealtyteam.net, right? If the phone numbers up needs updating, anything that you want to add here, right? Then the cover page here, right? It will say CMA here, competitive market analysis, prepared for your client's name, and then it would have your information on here, and this will be the office information on the right, right? And then there's a cover letter by default, right? It has this information. You can make any changes to it if you like, right? Your photo is getting pulled from MLS. Okay, you can set this template as default. You can create different templates if you wish, right? Now the most important part is your comps, your comparables. These are the properties that you're going to compare. You're creating the report for, right? So in order to add, you can see on this list there's nothing here, right? So you want to search for listings. There's different ways of doing it. One, you can add just by searching the listing. You can search for public records. You can add it by MLS. Let's say you already know that this MLS number and you know there's a perfect comp for this property. You can just add that there, right? So let's do that. So search listings. So we just want to see, we want to do this twice. One, we want to do the status of all available. Second, we want to do status of all closed. So we keep it simple. We want to know what's available, right? For 600,000 to 700,000, right? But you could put the date range if you like, and then search type new search or map. New search is fine. Continue. See? it will take you to this page. If you don't put any of this information here, it will tell you that, hey, there are 1,200 listings there. So you want to start narrowing it down. First is the zip code. Which zip code are you comparing it to? Let's say it's 11420 our South Wilson Park. You can note that from 1,200, just by putting the zip code, it went to 14, because we already said we're looking for zip code at 11420, and we want to see only the listing that's available between 600,000 and 700,000. Right? Again, you can do the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the parking lots, this whole criteria here. You can select it accordingly. So let's just say I just want to put in the zip code. I just want to see the price. Right? And we can hit submit. Right? They will give you a list like this. So there's 14 of them. You don't want to select all 14. You want to click on the first one, and you look at it. Hey, it's 620 listed for 23 by 100 lot size. You can do this and say, hey, I want to use this as my comp. You can click on add to comps right here, or you can check mark this box here. Right? Go to the next one. Say for some reason you don't want to use this, you skip it. You can go to the next one, and so on and so forth. Right? So let's just, for sake of this comp, let's just select a few of them. Right? Right? Once you're ready, you're going to click on add to comparables. Okay, you have the listings here now. Like we said, we want to do this twice, so you can add maybe 4 or 5 that's available listings, and maybe 4 or 5 that's sold in that same zip code, right? So search listings again. Now instead of available, let's click on closed, public and private, 600,000 to 700,000, right? So once you see that there, you can hit submit, and then you'll see him. When you see this here, right, I would always, when you're looking at, anytime you're looking at on Stratus for sold properties, always look at the title date. You don't care about the listing price, you don't care about the listing date or your contract date. You care about when they actually closed. So the closing date is your title date. So always sort it out twice so the latest one shows up on top. So title date, sort, shows 2019, do it again, 2020. So this happened 2 days ago. So you can look at this property here on 133rd Avenue, sold for 685, 25 by 100 lot size, right? Let's say you want to use this, you check mark this, and go to the next one. There's 116 of them. You don't want to go through all 116 now. When you're actually doing it for your client, you can narrow it down, compare, hey, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, so your results are a lot less, right? So let's say if you want to skip this one, you skip it, you go to the next one, you want to use this, right? Always try to compare apples to apple. If you're comparing one family, 3 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, 40 by 100 lot size, do the same for all your comps, available and sold, right? And add to comps. Okay, all these listings come up, and then you can clearly see, hey, this price, this listing was property was listed for 679, and was actually sold for a little bit more, 685. Now this one was on the other way around. It was listed for 685, and it was sold for 650. This one was listed for 699, and it was actually sold for 690, $10,000 less. Okay. You can click all of them here and then include. Okay. And then you can see these comps here one by one. Okay. Again, this is the most important part. All the other ones are just templates, but the comps, you actually want to compare to your property um, that you trying to, go under contract for. Okay, and this is a great way of doing it for your sellers too. Now, if someone wants to list a property, yes, we can do, RPR comps, we can do geodata, but with Stratus, you can literally just go see, hey, for this property, which properties were sold or similar properties sold in that area, right? Okay. You can put more marketing stuff here if you need to add any activity for your seller. Say, hey, I can do this. I can promote my, your property on social media, on newspaper ads and stuff like that. You can add those there. Any attachment that you want to add for that property, you can add that there. And then it lets you customize your content on the bottom here, which page you want to show, which page you don't want to show. Okay. Once you're all set, you can always go from the top and start scrolling, make sure everything is in place. Let's say there was something required and you haven't checked it off. When you try to submit it on the bottom or try to save it, it will not allow you. But let's try it now. Okay, your CMA is saved. To view them, you can click on CMA again. Now you can see there's two of them here, right? We just saved it for Bob the buyer. Okay, if you click on it, you can click on preview, and this is the report. Okay. Right. This is the most important page that your client is going to look at. This is a side-by-side property comparison. Okay. Again, you want to make sure that all your specs, bedrooms, the bathrooms, the lot size, the build size, all of those matter, right? So if you see something that you want to make any changes, go back, remove a property or add a property accordingly, and then send it to them, right? So if you're look at the lot size, right? If one of them is 23 by 100, one of them is 20 by 100, one is 20 by 97, 20 by 100, I would try to use only 20 by 100s, okay? Because the lot size definitely matters, right? And this way they can easily see what was the original price, listed price, what was the actual current listing price, and what is the sold price. Okay, right, right. It gives you a summary as well. Your client can take a look at it. Right. And you can include and exclude pages accordingly, right? You don't have to include all of them. And you can even mix them up. You can create one file of this, right? Say a few pages of the ones that you like. I would take screenshots of geodata, right? We have the graphs there on the bottom, right? Different models. And then you have your RPR. So if you're providing them with three different sources and they have similar numbers, the client should be confident that, hey, you know what you're talking about, you're in real estate, you can do the comps, and you can actually help them sell the property at the right price, right? That's the whole point of this, right? Just telling them, hey, there's a property in the market on 123 Main Street, or giving them this report, a PDF or printout, makes a huge difference in your presentation. Okay, so if you want to actually print it, you can print it out. Okay, you can save it as PDF, and maybe put your client's name and just put the word CMA Rocky, right? 123 Main Street, right? After you take that, I would definitely, because it's an important report, that I would add it to your dot loop so you can use it later on if necessary for that client. I would email them from your Outlook um, and go from there. Questions, concerns, guys?
Hello, Lucky. This is Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm little late, but I have a question about this. I think it's very important. Can I see the recording of previous thing or no?
Yeah,
Because I
sure. I'll record. Yeah, it's already being recorded. I'll upload it. But in order to access this, once you're under in Stratus, you want to
yeah.
click on CMA. And when you click on there, if you're brand new, you will see nothing here, right? So you want to create a new CMA. You click on that. You type in their name, and then start with selecting the criteria. Okay, but you can start. You can watch the video right after this meeting ends.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, this comps is very important. I feel like as realtor, this is our core. Like we should know how to do comps. We have different sources. I would, try on your own. Let's just say you're looking for a property for your own good in the zip code that you're living in, or even the property that you're living in right now. Let's say you're renting it. You would want to do the comps and see how much is actually worth, and maybe you can, try to buy that different ways, but just try to do different samples. So this way, when you're actually dealing with the client, you're confident. Hey, these are the numbers. This is what we can actually sell it for, because that's what the market is saying. And right now, as a realtor, the market is like everybody's in the cloud now. Like they don't know if the market is going to crash or if it's going to, what's going to happen. The interest rates are going up. So I think just comparing every one of them and saying, hey, look at this property sold, X amount of days ago, 30 days ago, 20 days ago, whatever the case is. So doing comps is very important, right? Any other questions, concerns, guys? Right? How about the preference? Anybody ever try using this, or they just go with geodata, or how's your experience like? Anyone?
I've only used it to just search MLS listings so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, MLS listings that's available, that's on the market. Those are great. That's a great start. But I think even let's just say we're the client, we want to know what's actually sold for. So I think that's where you want to check those two. At least 5 or 6 listings in the same neighborhood that's
I,
most recently sold.
I've yeah, I didn't use this, but I've just been doing it by just kind of seeing on Zillow or anything else, like
So you just comparing, yeah, yeah. So uh,
comparing
and,
like
yeah, yeah.
general and kind of like clicking on them and seeing what
Mm-hmm.
sold for if they sold
Yeah.
recently.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, again, like the listing price is so like, there's different strategies. So that's why I say the listing price is not like the best price to tell them, but the sold price, like you can, be concrete that, hey, this is what it was sold for. It was listed for 679, but it was actually sold for 85. So, whatever the case may be. So I think it'll be a little bit helpful
Yeah,
using this, right? Yep.
definitely.
Yep. Yep. And geodata, like I said, I is one of my is probably as long as it has both of them quantum and atom models there, those are literally the best ones. But I wouldn't just add those, I would give them that sheet also along with this. Just those two will get the job done, but you can obviously take it a step further with RPR if you want. But just like doing this and doing geodata should get you the listing, or convince your client to put in an offer for the price that you guys actually want to, so it can be accepted. Right. All right, guys. We'll leave it at that. If there's any questions, concerns, let me know. Otherwise, you guys can get going.